you've already learned that slope-intercept form is defined as y equals the slope multiplied by x plus or minus, if the b value is a negative, obviously it could be a negative there. If the m value is a negative, it could obviously be a negative. So that is slope-intercept form. If I tell you slope equals 2, y-intercept equals 4, can you use this information to create an equation? Darn tootin' you can. Slope is the m, y-intercept is the b. So y equals 2x plus, since it's positive, it stays a plus, 4. Okay? When you're given a slope and a y-intercept, it's really easy to take it and just plug it in. Slope goes in the m, y-intercept goes in the b. And that's what example 1 is, my friends. We'll go back to the bamboo story in a minute, but example 1 says you have a slope of 3 and a y-intercept of -7. You guys see that there? Look at it, because I'm not writing it down. The m becomes a 3, the b becomes a -7, and they write it as y equals 3x minus 7. Oh boy. Here's example 2. Write an equation of the line that they have shown. Okay, they've graphed something for you. Looks like this. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 3. And for sake of argument, I'll define the point. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, 2. Okay, there's a 4. That's a 3. And there's your origin right there. Okay, the line they have shown has a point at 0, 3 and a point at 4, 2. Now, clearly there's more points. I know that. There's 1,000,001 possibilities. But what they have given you is what you need to use to create a formula, an equation. Y equals mx plus b. Do I know my slope? Not yet. Do I know my y-intercept? Can you see it? What is my y-intercept, Ethan? He says it's 3, and he's right. The y-intercept of 0, 3 is written right there for you. 0, 3. Therefore, the line crosses the y-axis at 3. From there, let's solve for our slope. If we have 2 points, how can we find a slope? Go back in time, 3 or 4 lessons ago. If you have this point and this point, then by finding the change in the y value, let's label them, and placing it in the numerator position over the change in the x value, you'll have your slope. Okay? I'm going to go in this direction. What goes on top? 3 minus 2, right? And 0 minus 4, which is 1, -4. So you would call this slope -1/4. You never move negative in the denominator. You never move left. You always move right. Remember how I said it's up or down if it's negative, down it's negative, up if it's positive? So that's why I move that. The fact that it's here makes no difference. Think of it as applying to the slope itself. So that means the slope is -1/4. Let me test that to see if I'm correct. There's my y-intercept. Just graphed it. Down 1, right 4, boom, 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 boom. And that's the other point. Okay? So if you're given the slope and the y-intercept, it's easy, just plug them in. If you are not, if you are given a piece and points, then you need to use the points to solve for slope. Okay? So, what is the equation? Y equals negative 1/4 x and a positive 3. Okay? So don't just quit here. You need to give me that equation as it sits. Let's do checkpoint 1 and 2 because this is a critical skill for you folks. Checkpoint number 1. Write an equation. If you have a slope of 1 and a y-intercept of 5, m1, y-intercept 5. What will the equation be? I'll give you guys a minute to think about it. What do you think the equation will be? Ethan, go. Yeah, and I would just, when you're writing the equation, you can even do that. Because when you know that, if I ask you what the slope is, you're going to tell me 1, and to use it, you're going to say 1/1. Does that make sense? That's checkpoint 1. Checkpoint number 2, write an equation of the line through the points, -2, 6, and 0, -4. M, B. Have they given me a slope outright? No. Have they given me a y-intercept? How do you know they've given you y-intercept? Because where x is 0, the other value is the y-intercept. That's your y-intercept. Where x is 0, the y value is your y-intercept. Okay? Say it with me, class. Where x is 0, the y value is the y-intercept. Bravo, my friends. So, I have my y-intercept, but I need to solve for slope. So you do change in y over change in x. I'm going to go down and down. 6 minus, a lot of you are making this error. You're not, you're just making it 6 minus 4. And that's not what it says. 6 minus a -4. And -2 minus 0. So 6 minus a -4 is a 10. -2 minus 0 is a -2, which reduces, and I'm going to float that negative in front there. Okay? So your slope is -5. There's your equation. Okay? Only 2 more examples. We're quitting after example 4. Okay. Do you guys recall me briefly introducing parallel and perpendicular lines? Okay. If I tell you in example 3, write an equation of a line that is parallel to y equals 4x minus 8. So, but passes through 0, 2. Okay. So this equation as it sits would look like this. it would look like this. I need to show it to you to better clarify. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, -8. Okay. The equation as it sits, y-intercept of -8, and a slope of 4. 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right 1. Okay? This is the graph of the original equation. Okay? It has a y-intercept of -8. What they want is a y-intercept of a +2, which would be here. Okay? So a y-intercept of 2, but with the same slope. How can I rewrite this equation, but instead of a -8 have a 2 and use the same slope? Philip, instead of a -8, what's the y-intercept I want? So what should I put for the b value? 2, awesome, +2. In order for a line to be parallel, it has to be the same slope. What's the slope of the original line? So what should the slope of the parallel line be? So what should I write as my m value? There's your new equation. Okay, this is your new equation. And if I graph it, I'm kind of going to run into outer space here. There's the y-intercept, and up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. But you get the idea. It's parallel to the original line. Okay? Parallel lines have their own y-intercept, but same slope. Okay? Whatever that was, since they gave me the y-intercept, it was easy. I just plugged in the new y-intercept, kept the same slope. Okay? And they give you that when they explain it in example A. So if you need to read it again later, you can look back at example A. Example B. We've got an equation of y equals -5x plus 1 that passes through 0, -9, but is perpendicular. Perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slope. So if a number is positive, the perpendicular line will be negative. If the number is a 6, and we make it to a -6, you have to invert it, -1/6. Okay? Opposite, positive or negative, reciprocal. Okay, that's what you have to do. So, do they give us a new y-intercept? Okay, so that's my b value. Y equals, what will my new slope be? Positive what? +5? Nope. Opposite reciprocal. +1/5. Good, but you got halfway there. That's awesome. Opposite, so from negative we went to positive. Reciprocal, -5 became 1/5. Okay? There's your answer. Okay? Say it with me. Perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slope. Perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slope. And we've just looked at what opposite means. Positive becomes negative. A number becomes its reciprocal. Okay. The last thing I'm going to teach you, in example 4, we're going to look at, I didn't label this. This was example 3. Sorry about that. In example 4, we're going to read that story problem on the previous page about bamboo. It's actually kind of neat. Bamboo is a grass. I don't know if you realize that. Bamboo, the story says this. Bamboo is one of the fastest growing plants on the earth. It can grow up to 4 feet in one day. Imagine that. Makes you kind of think about mowing your lawn a little differently. It can grow up to 4 feet in 1 day. In example 4, you'll see how to write a linear equation which describes the growth of the plant. So, the table below shows a plant growth in 8 hours. Okay? In 8 hours. So, it can grow up to 4 feet in 1 day. Okay, so let's look at the table. Time in hours compared to height in inches. Okay, they're calling time the x value and height the y value. So at 0 hours, when we started this adventure, the plant was already 6 feet tall. Okay? 2 hours later, according to the chart, it was 10 feet tall. Inches, thank you. Inches. 4 hours, we're up to 14 inches. 6 hours, we're up to 18 inches. 8 hours, we're up to 22 inches. Okay? Write an equation for the function. Do we have what would be considered a y-intercept? So we've got 0, 6, 2, 10, 4, 14, 6, 18, and 8, 22. Do any of these have 0 in the x position? Yes, ma'am. 0, 6. 0, 6 it is. That means this is going to be your y-intercept because where x is 0, the other value is your y-intercept. Slope. How am I going to find slope? Take 2 pairs and subtract. So I'm going to do the easy ones, 0, 6, and 2, 10. Okay, I took the first 2 because they're small. And small minds like me need little numbers. So I'm going to do 10 minus 6, which means I then need to do 2 minus 0. Same direction. 10 minus 6 is 4, so 4 halves. Looks like a 2. Would you agree with me? So my equation is y equals 2x plus 6. Okay? Y equals 2x plus 6. Alright? Which they already have. They actually didn't tell you to graph it. I don't know why they graphed it or why they say that you have to make a scatter plot. If I wanted to graph it, though, I certainly could. And as you can see, they did their height by 2's. Started at 0, 6. And you can look at it. I'm not going to rewrite it. Went over to 2, 10, 4, 14, 6, 18, 8, 22, and onward. Why are there no negative values to the left? -2. How come? Tiana, how come there's no negative values in the time slot? Wouldn't you think the line could keep going to your left? Why can't it? Is there a negative time ever? Can I have a negative 2 hours? Even though I wish I had extra time, I don't have negative time. So negative, no. Just like there won't be a negative height. That would imply, well, a lawnmower, I guess. Okay? We're going to stop right there.